and I'm gonna play a
Oh,
little Christmas rock here today. And, feeling happy. Christmas music makes me happy. I love Christmas. You like Christmas music?
Chris, no,
You don't like Christmas music?
no.
Uh,
I've gotten better as I've gotten older, a little bit more appreciative and nostalgic about it.
oh, well, I'll play this for you. There's once a boy named Tyler who doesn't like Christmas music. He got coal in his stocking every single year.
God, this is a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, this is my favorite.
Mike,
Anyhow, yeah. This
Slow
could also
jam.
this
John
could,
Tyler.
yeah, this could also be, hey girl,
It is kind
how
of
are you
like,
today? All right, so what's up? So hey, hopping on and talking about some NCAA changes that are happening. That's what Tyler and I are getting really good at, of the changes happening. So we're like, hey, let's just hop on and talk about this. Talk about this real quick. So anyway, so what's new, Tyler, for you? Your spring season's over. What do coaches do when your spring season's over? You don't do anything, do you?
we golf. No, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of paperwork that you start to get into.
Yep.
We got to situate dorm rooms, make sure our players are understanding of their summer fitness packets. Got to work with athletic training to make sure we're getting things. I think I'm ahead of the game on all of this because I've done it for so long. Like my
Yeah.
athletic training is like, you already have like all of your kids' emails and birth dates, everything sent to me so I could get paperwork started. I appreciate it. And so there are things like that. 2027 class, we're rolling on already. So yeah, I think that's kind of what where summer looks like. Trying to keep your kids engaged. Avoid the melt. You know what the term melt is?
No, no.
That's when like somebody's committed to your program and then they decide they're not. It's the
Uh,
admissions term for it.
You mean
So
something like,
like,
yes, I'm coming to Culver. They're currently a senior in high school. I'm coming to Culver, and then they decide not to.
yeah,
Okay.
so that would be, so
Called
your
the
school, let's say like, oh, there's 500 kids that we expect to come into our college.
Okay.
Well, we're going to expect like a 15 to 30 melt of that group of just kids that just
Ah,
won't come. It's different. It wasn't a big thing back in the day, but now with just the generation, melt
huh.
is a little bit more of an issue. So, you always want to manage the melt.
Okay. Okay. So it's nothing to do with global warming.
It does not.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
does not. But the more kids that are good you keep, the hotter you might be.
Okay. Oh
Yeah,
man.
you're welcome. You're
Jeez.
welcome, coaches.
There it is. Okay. Very cool, man. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. There you go. Admissions terminology. Anybody didn't expect that when they came on, did they? That's
Yeah.
why you
Let's
got
do it.
us. That's why you got me in the college game for
That's why you're
fun
there.
words.
That's 16 years of it. So
That's
hey,
right.
let's hop into Cap Chat uh, live.
You're listening to Cap Chat, the #1 soccer recruitment podcast in the United States. This is Cap Chat.
All right, Tyler. So I'm going to read this, and then I'll let you get the first crack at it. So I'm going to read this in a I guess a fairly boring manner, but so in a nutshell, let me read this. And so, Division One's men's oversight committee adopted legislation changing the sport's playing and practice season to 2 semesters effective August 1st, 2027. So they got a year to come into this, but under the ruling, the Division One men's soccer championship segment is redistributed across 2 semesters. So they're still going to have a 25 game. They have a 25 max game roster schedule. So Division One men's could play a maximum of 18 contests in the fall, and they're going to start late August, and then go until around Thanksgiving. And the spring would be 10 games before the championship there. So the men's championship would move to the spring. They don't have the dates yet, so spring of 28 would be how this next one rolls down. So here's the rationale of what this is. So it's a more balanced academic and athletic experience by reducing time demands on any single term. This is directly from the NCAA, so these are not my opinions yet. A decompressed playing season with fewer potential midweek games, resulting in less missed class time and promoting stronger academic performances and degree completion, more predictable weekly schedules across fall and spring, an opportunity for enhanced recovery time, and stronger integration into campus life and deeper engagement with teammates and coaches. Currently, the men's soccer is played over a 10 to 13 week fall window. Okay, there we go. That's what do you think, Tyler? That's a lot to digest going to a two
semester season.
Yeah. What do you got,
Yeah,
Tyler?
I mean that's something that's been coming down the line for a while now for Division I men's soccer. Yeah, I don't know. I think that one of my biggest surprises was I'm pretty positive. You know, I didn't know 25 game season was in the works.
Yeah.
So that one, maybe I just missed that in some of the reading I was doing, but 18 games between August and Thanksgiving does allow you to spread things out a little bit, but not a ton, if I'm being completely honest. August to October right now is like a schedule for the rest of the divisions, and that's 2 games a week to get you to 18, and that's basically to November. So it does spread it out a little bit, but you don't have to.
Yeah, they said potentially
Max 18 games if you need to.
Yeah.
And then max 10 games in the spring. And so, but for athletes in general, the wellness, I found it interesting that they kind of use that in one of the last lines that you read in that article.
Opportunity for enhanced recovery time between matches. Which is that one?
Okay, that one's great. Yeah, like fully support that. I thought you said something about like spending more time, but I don't know. I thought it was a weird line.
I guess apparently someone wasn't paying attention when I was rambling for 10 minutes. So.
Maybe I drifted off at the end of
it. Here, let's just pull this up here. So this is the rationale.
The last one there. See, I'm not a dummy. I was listening.
Stronger integration into campus life and deeper engagement with teammates and coaches. Are you saying that's a weird one? That's a weird. I think that's a stretch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a stretch. They didn't care about that.
Yeah.
That's 100%. They did not care about that.
Well, and how do you have deeper engagement with teammates and coaches? You're playing less games. I guess you're still spending the same amount of time together, but you're probably road tripping less. And road tripping is what makes you really kind of connect with teammates. That's when you get the deeper engagement.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that changes any of that information. In fact, with my conference in general, oh boy, here we go. We were deciding some rationale on some decisions, and I mentioned that it could enhance the student experience if we made this decision.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking in your conference is looking to do the same thing?
No. This is I won't even say what the other issue is.
Okay.
I use rationale
to
our commissioner. Hey, this could enhance student experience, which basically that's what that last line was.
Yeah.
And I was told there's no way to objectively measure student experience, so there's no way you're putting that in here as rationale. That's stupid, basically.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I was like, no, there's not objective way to measure enhancement with your teammates and relationships and that stuff. But I do think you can make a decision that does include that and could increase that. You can't objectively measure it, but I think yes, overall for Division I men's soccer, this is a great step forward for them. More recovery, more games. Less scrunched schedule.
Oh man,
could be better focus for academics, which is actually accurate as long as whatever the conferences aren't spread across the entire United States. But that's a different thing for Division I. But I think it's good.
Let's go bullet points here because I do like that. Let's start with the more balanced academic. Let's look at their rationale. So we talked about the stronger integration. I will say. Let's kind of start from the bottom here. So stronger integration into campus life and deeper engagement. I do think I think those are two separate bullet points technically, because I do like the first part, the stronger integration at campus life.
Yeah, because you might be on campus more now,
Correct.
especially in the fall. Yep.
Yeah. So and most of the time, I'm not saying all Division I, so everyone calm down, are larger schools that have more things to do on campus. And so so that's pretty decent. Opportunity for enhanced recovery time between matches, which could support injury prevention and return to play protocols. I would say it will support.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's a could. I think that is absolutely a reality. I mean,
Yeah. Man, could you imagine getting a guy get hurt in October and then he's still eligible to play and recovers by March? Like,
well,
wow.
and you know how it goes. I mean, if when you're playing 2 games a weekend, Division I typically is Thursday, Sunday, and so, but if you cram in those games into such a short window, if you get hurt and you're out for, let's say, 2 weeks, you've just missed 4 games and you've probably lost your starting spot, and that could be it for you. Like, you may not, if you're battling someone that's pretty equal, and they've seized that moment, and you could be out. And so now what it does, and you see it at all levels, Jewel, and with you, you see kids not really being honest about their injury.
Yeah.
So we have to watch more. I'm like, man, I think this is like, and they don't want to come to you because they know 2 weeks. And so now with this new model, if you miss 2 weeks, you only miss 2 games, or you have a full week to recover from a game. And that's an easier hit. And I think kids will be a little more honest about their injury and take it seriously, and because you can get them back to play faster.
Yeah, I think the less games you play is that's an easy one. Recovery, sure.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
A more predictable weekly schedule across fall and spring. It's pretty dumb. How is it? It's less.
They were pretty predictable. I was looking at Duke's schedule,
Yeah.
for example, for the men, and it was mostly Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah.
They had a couple where maybe it was like a Tuesday, and then they didn't play till the next Sunday. So,
and you know that. I mean, by
that was
July,
pretty predictable.
by July, you probably have your entire schedule already out. So
we've been done, with a schedule for a long time. So
yeah. Love you a long time. Okay, that was a decompressed playing season with potentially fewer midweek games, resulting in less missed class time, promoting stronger academic performance and injury completion. I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I figure like these basketball players now that are playing like 2 to 3 games a week and 30 games in their season, and
they know
they're flying around the country. They're not in class. They're never in class. Like the tutor, if the tutor likes them,
yeah.
I mean, that's a tough life. But this gets you back to the very first bullet point, back on campus more.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're playing Thursday, Sunday, you're probably leaving Wednesday, because it's tough to travel the same day. So
I'm guessing for some of these Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of your class you're missing. I know like Division II is Friday, Sunday, because you miss less school. But I think that's a huge part of it, because we are going to school to get degrees. I mean, and you said, I think midweek games are tough. I think the other thing this does, well, let me go more, and I'll add something that they haven't put on here. So this kind of a more balanced academic and athletic experience by reducing time demands on any single term. I think that kind of goes hand in hand. It's going to give you more study time. Everything about that. So the other thing that totally forgot what I was going to say though. So that's really cool.
Okay, I'll pivot you, because you mentioned there are also transfer changes for Division I men's soccer because of this, correct?
Oh yeah, correct. So now notification of a transfer window. So the transfer window used to be 45. You had 45 days split into 2 windows. So you had fall and spring when you can transfer. Now the transfer window is 15 days in the spring, which would open after the Division I men's soccer championship. So you're not transferring mid-season anymore. which is good. Tyler, you can probably talk a little.
Well, it
bit.
almost, yeah, because like basketball deals with this already, because you can't play on two teams in one school year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because basketball goes from fall semester into spring semester.
yeah,
So you can't just transfer schools and finish on another team.
right.
Right. So this
Yeah, that's very true. I see that.
that's what you're trying to get rid of, right? Like currently you can play your season for men's soccer and then transfer and be on another team in the
Yeah.
spring, but it wouldn't be regular season. Now it will be regular season, so you can't do that. So it just lowers it to one transfer
Yeah.
window, which
I like it.
that's going to be a flooded window, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well,
But
you just told us.
just get it over with, I guess, and find your new home, right?
Yeah,
And so-
but it's after the championship, which is good.
oh, that's good.
But
That's good.
it does make total sense that you can't transfer mid-season now with this. The thing I was going to say too is the training aspect of this, because currently in a when you're rocking 2 games a week, let's say you play Thursday, so Friday is going to be somewhat a recovery day. Saturday is you can't go that hard because you play Sunday, so it's a lighter training, and then Monday is probably your off day now. So then you come back Tuesday to have a pretty hard training. You got Tuesday that you can really go intense, and then Wednesday you're traveling or back recovering for the day. So you're not getting that much quality training. And so now when you think about this too, is you're now prepping for 2 teammates or two opponents. So you're prepping for your Thursday game and working on that. And then after that Thursday game, you're if you're on the road, especially, you're now prepping for the team you're playing, and you're all on top of the on the road travels. You're worn out.
Probably
Things like that.
other opponent, yeah.
Yeah. So now you get to spend a week prepping. You're going to get way more intense and I think meaningful trainings that you can work on specific things. Because for us, in between, like, okay, we'll work on some free kicks and stuff because we can't go that hard. I don't know. I don't know what you think of that.
Yeah, that's true. If I had like a full week to prepare for every single game,
Yeah.
it'd be like Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights, and I don't know what to do with my hands. Like there'd be so much different approaches to training,
Yeah.
And things could be a lot more functional. That we could really focus in on certain aspects a lot differently. I personally, being someone that enjoys training, I would really like that.
Yeah. And if you look at this, so it says late August. Late August is when the season would start. So let's just say you start playing games like August. Let's just say August 23rd week. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 weeks of games, because if it goes until the end of November. So that really is, I think you may have 1 week of 2 games, but for the most part, because it's going to be later now, so you're going to November. I think it's good for August that you don't have to report August 1st now. Most likely, I'm assuming you back up when you report a little bit, but I think that for the most part, that's a one game a week schedule. I think that is absolutely incredible.
Yep, and that's even if you want to max out 18.
Yeah.
Who's to say you need to do that? Like, I think I looked at, once again, this Duke's regular season, and they only played 17 games in the fall last year.
Yeah.
Don't have to play that many.
I think one of the questions that is kind of in my head too is you have a dead period of non-athletic contact after your fall season's over. So I wonder what the contact rules, because a lot of people are now going home. You got a month-long Christmas break.
Yeah.
And you're not coming back until middle of February is when the games would start. So that's a 3-month break that typically kids, you're going home, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year, where they
You got no class for a month.
overindulge of food, and that, and so I wonder what that looks like. I wonder what that time frame is going to look like with because right now it's a non-athletic contact period. I wonder what that contact period is going to look like. Because for an athlete now, you don't get to go home and just pig out on food because you got to stay fit because you coming back and playing games. And probably at that point, you're getting your final 10 games. Those games, not that the first 18 aren't meaningful, but you're coming and playing even more meaningful games. Maybe this is when your conference games are playing. Like you're coming into the heart of it. You gotta. I think that could be. I wonder how they're going to manage that.
Yeah, there'll be a big focus, I feel, on strength and conditioning during that time.
Oh yeah.
As you're not having training, but
Yeah.
strength and conditioning is involved, and I think that will be the main focus. It'd be interesting to see how those coaches approach that. If people are skirting around it, if kids aren't going home for a month, they have
Yeah.
to stay there now. Yeah, what are you going to do? I feel like that'll be an interesting way to see how that's managed based off of what they're allowed and what everybody's really doing and
Yeah.
how that's going to go. So that'll be an interesting period for sure in that break in between.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then,
sure they're going to have to give them some kind of break, and because the rules protect the athletes. If you don't build in a break, a lot of coaches won't do it. So I think they're going to have to give them
sure.
an athletic break.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, strength and conditioning, they're gonna have to. In some of these, you're gonna have to do it on your own when you go home for break.
And
Which
that's
is
why I
tough.
wonder if they do. Yeah. If they
Yeah.
split it.
And maybe it's gonna weed out some of the. It's gonna weed out some of the players. Of course, I mean, again, at the Division I level with only 28 roster spots, you're for the most part now you're taking the top of the top. Those
You
guys,
know what you're getting into. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Those
don't
guys-
think that'll change that.
yeah, those guys are the ones that are staying fit. So, but
I'm just,
So
I'm
that's-
just interested in the. I think the next question is what's the trickle down?
what do you think will? What do you think's gonna happen with other divisions?
Well,
I
let's
think
start with the female side of things. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
they
interesting.
adopt
It's
this?
interesting. So financially, what's interesting here is that a lot of teams travel together. Maybe not as much to Division I level, but
More
now,
Division I level, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. That's it. It's interesting that they're going to not do that for women. It's yeah. That's interesting.
I think that they will. I think it'll happen.
You think this is going to be a test market, a test to see what it does? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll happen. This just can't. I just don't see this trickling down anywhere else.
I agree. I think
Budget constraints change things immediately because once again, that 25 games,
Yep.
the schools Division II and down don't have the budgets for
But,
soccer. to
but
go
in
year
fairness,
round.
you're already doing it though, because there's already a spring season. I mean, it's less official, but you can play up to 5 games in the spring, so you're adding some, but and it maybe is because
Yeah, I
you
get-
have less
yeah.
you have less hotel nights. Because if you're going Thursday, think about it, if you're going Thursday, Friday. I mean, if you leave a Wednesday, I mean, you get
You're making a good point here. Keep going.
5 hotel nights. So.
So you think it would decrease hotel nights?
Well, for sure. Yeah, you have, and that's one of the things they talk about. You're missing less school, so you have less hotel nights. So you kind of get rid of travel partners. Because if you're going, I'm going to go here on Thursday, then here
Yeah,
on
you
Sunday.
wouldn't need that.
But, but I don't know because you're right. Because,
No, yeah, you'd have to break it down. So if I'm traveling 7 hours to play one team, and I'm on the road another 7 hours, I'd have to go do that again because I'm only playing one game a week. Then I'm still doing the 2 hotel nights because I'm going away for both those teams.
two instead of 5 though. And you're probably gonna if the games if I'm guessing they're gonna put games on a Saturday Sunday,
Yeah.
so you're missing less school.
Yeah, for
But-
sure for that.
But I think this kind of puts Division I again in that which they're already trying to get to. That's the upper echelon of the higher level Division I. That's that commitment difference. You may say I don't want that much commitment, so I don't think there's a way it would trickle down to all divisions. It just can't. Because then I think you start weeding out a lot of people that like the balance.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is if I want that balance. I want to go home and pig out at Thanksgiving break. I want to be able to do that. I want my spring to be a little more open, and because this certainly, I mean, it's almost year round now. I mean, you're 9 months of pretty intense training,
Yeah.
which again mimics the pro game. So that's what they're trying to do. So I see why they're doing it. I don't think it trickles down. I don't think it trickles down. I think it'll go to the women's for Division I, but I don't think this trickle down. Because there's not every collegiate athlete wants this. The kids that, hey, I'm going to be a veterinarian, whatever it is. I know I'm not going pro. I'm just going to continue my playing career as long as I can, and I don't want this to be a full-time job for 9 months a year. I think that's going to be still a reality.
I'm also interested as well for schools like Michigan, to where I'm having to play in late November, which maybe I was already, but now I got to try to play games in February. Even, let me tell you, March in Michigan. I mean, we're talking cold. So that's going to be tough. I
That's
feel like
also true.
for a lot of teams and their climates. I was wondering if this would make it better, but I don't know if it would. February to April is not a warm time in some places. Definitely February is not at all. We can barely go outside in February, in Missouri, let alone to New England and other places. So do they still front load and try to get 18 in the spring and the fall?
Or do those schools, I'm assuming, have a dome? And if that dome is tall enough, are they like, I look at the dome in the National Sports Center with Minnesota Rush. You can, I mean, that's a full regulation field. So you may be playing in a dome, but that's a great point on the weather constraints. Yeah.
Those change just a little bit. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's what we got on the NCAA news. No other updates. Especially
we haven't had an update on the 5-year eligibility yet.
No,
we feel like we should know soon.
Yeah, we'll be back with that one, but that's what we got. That's what we got over here. So that's the news. Post a comment, questions, anything you have for us. Tyler and I we're here for you. We're here for you here. So happy day, and then we're coming up Memorial Day weekend. So have fun, be safe, and thanks for listening, everyone. This has been Cap Chat Live.